Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and in this video I'm going to show you really quickly how you can use the requests extension for the Task Hive theme if you're running Hivepress, which is the plugin that powers the Hivepress framework, which has a couple different themes associated with it, all for directories and marketplaces. So this is the requests tab, and I actually assign this to the menu at the top so folks can see that. And there's also a poster request tab, which allows your public users, and this could also be your professional members as well, but let's say your public audience to post a work request that your professional members can actually bid on and fulfill, right? So let's go to the post a request tab, and all you're going to do here is add how or I need a social media manager for my website. And again, this would be somebody in the public, let's say visiting your site, and then you could say my budget is $200, and that could be a month or whatever it is, or a fixed cost. And right, so this again would be somebody in the public who is posting a request. So let's submit that, and now it's been submitted. So myself, as the administrator, would have to approve that particular uh, request. Let's return to our account. Let's go into actually this is the front end account. So let me go into the admin area of WordPress. We're going to go down to requests, which is here. I don't know if you can see that or not, because it looks like that might be cut off my screen, but this is just the left-hand sidebar of your administration area, and here's that request, right? So we're going to preview it. You can see what it looks like. In this case, it was just a default user or a dummy user. That's me. That's set up in the back end of WordPress. We're going to edit and just approve this real quickly. You can see the top here. Save as pending, preview, or publish. Let's just publish that. And now we're going to view it. And now here it's live on the site. Right? So I need a social manager for my website. I'm willing to pay someone $200 a month to manage my social media. Is there anyone here who can help? Here's, again, where you can make an offer. You can delete the request. Again, this is me as the administrator. The public can't do that. And you can make an offer. Now, in this case, it's not going to let me make an offer because I'm essentially making an offer on my own bid, and the Hivepress framework recognizes that. But let's just show you what it would look like. Let's say, actually, yeah, why not? I'll go low. So I'll say I'm willing to do 175. Right, and it says, as you can see, you can't submit offers on your own request, but certainly this would go through if it wasn't me making a submission on my own or on my own thing. All right, let's go to requests here, and now you'll see this is a page where all the requests are listed. So here's a test that we did a couple days ago. Will you help me? And again, it's the same thing, right? It just gives you this whole new way of monetizing your community. And if not necessarily only just monetizing your community, it gives you this engagement element that is really quite exciting for getting your professional members to keep coming back to your site, right? Because if they're looking for work, and of course most niches, marketplaces, communities, etc., are predicated on this notion that folks are trying to get work. That's why they're listing their services on your community. Then they are incentivized to be proactive and come back to the community on a regular basis to see the requests, right? Now, I assigned this to the menu. You essentially have to create a page. I'll show you how to do that. This doesn't by default appear on the menu. You actually have to do that on your own. So I'll show you how to do that as well really quickly. And let's first go into the Hivepress settings. So you can see this. And here it is, requests. And I'm just essentially creating a page. In this case, it's requests. And this applies the template, the request template, to this page that I picked. And here's the, the settings that you can allocate or, attribute to the requests extension, how long it lasts, how the emails are derived. All right, and then on the Appearance tab here, you're going to go to Menus. Here you can see is a menu at the top called Task Hive, and here's that requests page that I assigned in the Hivepress settings here, and I just applied it to this menu and it appears at the top. All right, that's a really interesting way of incorporating a whole new dynamic on a marketplace or a directory. You can do this on Hivepress, any of the directory, themes that they have available. They have a free one called Listing Hive, I think. They also have a job board now, and of course they have this Task Hive Marketplace theme. They also, I believe, have a new theme coming. The guy behind Hivepress said something to me about a new micro kind of service or task marketplace, like a Fiverr sort of site they have coming out sometime in February, I believe, is what he told me via email last month. I may have the date wrong on that, but anyway, I think this is a really great framework for anyone who is building these sorts of communities. I've had a little bit of pushback from some folks in some of these YouTube videos anyway who don't like Hivepress for some reason. The guy who runs this platform is incredibly supportive, incredibly smart. He's really an expert with WordPress, and his themes and extensions reflect that. And while some of the stylistic or aesthetic elements of a couple of these sites are not quite as refined as some of the other, more like my listing sorts of designs, I really don't think that's something to wrap yourself around the axle of being unhappy with the design elements, because this site, it's so well thought out. Like everything is really well designed, or well thought out from a from an integration standpoint, like the things that you can actually do with these communities. And he really supports all of his clients and customers in a really robust way, meaning you will get your questions answered far faster from this guy. I think his name is Ihor, directly on his support site than you would going through a theme forest theme or having to finagle your way, with some of these folks who are building these popular themes that are selling tens of thousands of copies, or at least many thousands of copies. Sometimes the support really wanes over time, and people end up being frustrated and not being able to get their needs met. In my experience, having purchased a bunch of his themes, you're really going to find a supportive community of not only help from him, but help from other folks who are using their the Hivepress platform. And I've certainly gotten a lot of help, not being a WordPress expert myself, being a writer, being a marketing person, being an entrepreneurial person, but not a coder. That's really been a blessing for me and the folks that are working with me on these various projects. Okay, so there you have it. Requests, post a request, and the Hivepress theme overall. Really recommend it. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, if you have questions, feel free to ask. Thanks.